Alright, Northwoods Cardboard Gang, today we're going to be looking at some Pokemon card investments that you should be looking forward to. That's right, these are some cards that I think are doing really well, and I am personally purchasing myself currently because I think that they are either A, number one, about to pop off, or number two, they are starting to pop off and you can get in on them before they really take off and you miss the opportunity. So we'll get into that right after this. Alright guys, I'm Andy with Northwoods TCG, and today we're going to be looking at some Pokemon card investments that are popping off or are probably going to pop off here really quickly depending on how the whole market kind of plays off here in the next couple years. So today we're going to take a look at a total of 5 different cards that I am currently purchasing myself, starting to put them away because I do see some good opportunity. Number one, as a single market, it is increasing and going up in price, of course. And number two, there are some good grading potential. So if you do get these cards and buy them in at raw, you're still in good position regardless of how gradable they are. But there's definitely the opportunity to grade them if they come in really well, good centering, really clean, and able to be processed nicely for PSA. So there are some opportunities in these cards both ways. Primarily, I'm looking at the raw form and then the opportunity of grading in these particular cards in the future. So first one we're going to get into is going to be this one. All right, guys, the first one I got up here is going to be the Snorlax Secret Rare from Chilling Reign. Once again, I love this Snorlax. Once again, Snorlax, a fan favorite Pokemon. Overall, this card has not done very much, right? This card has kind of just come out. When it came out on release, it was about $140. It dropped down to about that $80 range, $70 range, and it's just kind of sat there for the last couple years. Now, overall, Chilling Reign is still out there. It's still available on even PokemonCenter.com, and it's still kind of moving around, and hopefully here in the near future, we will see that kind of disappear. When it does so, I think that this Snorlax Secret Rare definitely has a great opportunity to move forward. Once again, how could you go wrong with this beautiful card next to me? Once again, it is a beautiful Snorlax card, and I think overall there's some great opportunity into it. It was one of the better chases in the Chilling Reign set to start off. Now we've seen some of the other alternate arts kind of pushing up further and further as time goes on in that set, and I think we're going to continue to see some of these continue to move up and up. But overall, I think this Gold Snorlax is going to be a must-have for collectors in the future. It's a great price right now, around that $75 range, still on eBay and TCG Player. And once again, you do have the option to grade this card if you do think it's really clean, really good centering with PSA, and be able to push that up to about 162 to 175. So once again, I'm not looking at the primary investment of the grading, but I am looking at the raw print value. And I think as Chilling Reign disappears off the shelves, disappears off of PokemonCenter.com, this is one of those cards that will do really good for your Pokemon card investments in the futuristic mindset. Moving on to the next one, which is going to be this one. Next one I brought on the list is going to be this one next to me, which is going to be the Sleepy Tyranitar. That's right, the Tyranitar V alternate art from Battle Styles to me is a must-have. This is a beautiful Tyranitar card. Once again, another fan favorite Pokemon. We have a new Tyranitar card that just came out with Scarlet and Violet Paldea Evolved. So once again, there's more interest in this particular card, and we are seeing it in the charts, right? We are seeing this card starting to move up. As those new Tyranitar cards were being announced, the old ones tend to seem to move up, and that's just because people have more interest in it. They're more searching into it. They see this one when they're searching for the other one. We've got new people in Scarlet and Violet who have never maybe seen this set, and you get a whole kind of mix of things that are going on. Overall, this card right now, raw, will run you about $95, and in a PSA 10, there is the opportunity to get $226 if you can get that particular grade. Once again, not as easy looking at the charts. It's kind of a little bit more of a difficult grade on this one, but let's be honest, Battle Styles was a kind of a rough set when it came down to the overall quality, especially in those original print runs. So once again, I do see some good raw potential in this, even if it isn't a real good grading card. If you purchase some of these and put them away, I think overall we are going to continue to see this card move up and up. Overall, it's a beautiful card. I love the way the art form. I love the way that they kind of laid this whole card out. It's always been one of those really cool cards to me. I do have a couple of them, and I have been purchasing more of these because I do see this card continuing to move up in the future as things progress. So once again, I do like this card. Alternate arts are still the hot thing. I think this Tyranitar is going to do extremely well as we see this alternate art getting more interest again with the new Tyranitar card coming out in Paldea Evolved with that Illustrator Rare. So once again, definitely one of them cards I do really enjoy. I think it's a really good card. I think overall there's going to be some really good fan favorite interest in this particular one. And we are already seeing kind of the results of Paldea Evolved being released. People looking for Tyranitar cards. This one has been moving up almost about a week before the Paldea Evolved release. this one started moving up fairly quickly at that point. So once again, definitely check this card out. If you're interested in looking at this for a Pokemon card investment, definitely now it might be a time to start looking at it. Because once again, battle styles is starting to dry up, guys. We're getting away from the time periods that these were released. We're not going to see reprints of these particular sets anymore. I don't see any reasons why they would go back to battle styles, Chilling Reign, and redo those sets, considering they're already passing the 2-year mark at this point. Battle styles already did pass in March, passing Chilling Reign here in June, just past that. Now we're coming up on Evolving Skies here in the next 2 months. Overall, all these sets are passing the age. I don't think we're going to be seeing reprints of these ones for any reason in the near future. Once again, definitely a time to be definitely looking at these Pokemon card investments and trying to get these into your binders, getting them into storage before the prices continue to move up. Moving on to the next card, which is going to be this one. All right, next one I got on the list here is going to be Sonia. That's right, this one comes from Rebels Clash, and overall, I think this is a beautiful card. I think it looks really good. Overall, the art is extremely good on this one, and the next one you're going to see on the list also is the same way. Overall, I think that this one will do extremely well. It's part of the Waifu craze, but once again, the English version really doesn't get that Waifu craze like we've seen in Japan. But I do think that overall, it's a good eye-catching piece for the people that are searching for these trainers and trying to build a trainer collection of either graded cards or singles. I see a lot of people building trainer binders and things like that, so it's a really good opportunity to jump in on these. Once again, Sword and Shield has some really good trainer cards in them, and I think that they will do well overall. This one, I have a price point of $30 on it currently. I have been able to pick these up around $24 to $25 if you're a little bit... Take your time and really look through things and really look through eBay and that. There are some good listings right around that $24 to $25 range, but most of them I am finding now are currently moving up to about the $28 to $32 range. So we're talking about a $30 average right now currently on this card. So once again, this card is moving up. The one thing that I am seeing about this card that I do like a little bit more than everything else is that the PSA 10 is moving quicker than the single price, which to me tells me that the single is going to start chasing that PSA 10 price. So once again, that PSA 10 has gone from about $60 all the way up to $95 in about a month and a half. So it's moving quickly, and that means that that single raw card should actually start to trend next to it. So once again, if you're looking at this as a possible trainer Pokemon card investment, there's definitely a great opportunity that maybe this one will follow suit with its graded counterpart moving up fairly quickly. We'll be seeing how far this graded card moves up. If it continues to move up at this pace and goes over $100 or possibly up to $150 in the next few months, definitely going to really draw that raw card up with it, especially with it being a modern card. People are looking at these, people are watching them, and there is this opportunity potentially looking forward for that graded market if you get some good ones, but the raw is going to follow if you jump in soon enough on this particular card. So once again, another one of those Pokemon card investments that I think will do really well futuristically. You know, trainers are doing well, and you even look back at the Sun and Moon trainers and that, and they're all rising up in price also. So once again, Waifu craze, maybe, but I think overall the trainer and the art itself is just justifying it to move up with itself. So once again, we're going to take a look at this one, and we're going to take a look at another trainer right now. All right, the next trainer, with nobody's surprise probably at this point in time, is going to be the Marnie card. That's right, this comes straight to you from Sword and Shield. And once again, this is another example of how the PSA pricing is moving extremely fast. And if you want to get in on it, jumping in on that raw might be the time to do it now. We see some really good gains on the PSA side that tends to make people look at the raw cards, and the raw card values will move up quickly. We're seeing this Marnie card move up fairly quickly. It's out of print, out of rotation. There's definitely no chance of a reprint currently on the Sword and Shield base set. So once again, it's drawing people in to want to purchase this card and get in on it. I've been purchasing a few of these. I've tried to purchase about 8 of these cards currently and trying to continue to dig through, trying to find them under that $65 range. I've actually been trying to stay under $60 with this particular card, but right now the market is averaging about $65. You got to do a lot of digging to get underneath that particular price. Do I think $65 is a bad price for this card currently? No, not really. I think overall with that PSA 10 running about $242, I think there's some great opportunity for this thing to continue to move up and try and catch that PSA grading. And the PSA grade is going up also. Once again, it's kind of that Waifu craze. I don't know how much of it is the Waifu, as it's just a really fan favorite Pokemon trainer. It's really getting some fan movement on Marnie. And overall, she's been in a lot of different things and a lot of successful products as we look back in the Pokemon TCG through the Sword and Shield era. So overall, I see some really good things coming from this particular card. Futuristically, I see this card performing extremely well. And today in this market might be the time to get in on it before it continues to move up, because we are not going to be seeing more of these cards really showing up in circulation in large volumes with a reprint or a restock of Sword and Shield. So once again, for a Pokemon card investment, I think that this is a very good item. I think this is something that people should be looking at if you're serious about looking at trainers, and I think that there's some really good opportunities futuristically with this. Now, we're going to move on to the last card, which is going to be, of course, this one. Alright guys, if you have made it this far into the video, of course this is your friendly reminder to hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and last but not least, hit that like button. Helps out a ton if you can hit that like button. Helps the community and the page out to continue moving forward. If you do like these investment videos, of course, hit that like button. I like doing these single videos and also the sealed product videos of Pokemon investment as we move forward into the future. Let me know if this is something you want to see, and I will continue to try and crank these out as often as I can. Last but not least, if you do like this channel, just a friendly reminder one more time, hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's kick into the next one, which is going to be this one. That's right, it's the Blaziken Vmax from Chilling Reign. Now, there's a particular reason I have this one very much on the top side of this list. The biggest reason is that $200 looks extremely steep. Extremely steep, right? People are probably going, holy crap, that's a lot of money to put forward. Now, we've talked about this card previously when it was about $125, and we said it was doing this already. $200 is still not doing bad, and I'm going to tell you why $200 I don't think is a bad point in this particular card. Overall, the pull rate is a little bit more difficult on this Blaziken. It's not coming back very much. We're probably not going to be seeing a massive reprint of Chilling Reign at this point in time. Once again, they did the ETB reprint. We've seen a massive amount of this product come out, and overall the price has not been hampered on this particular card. So I really do think that this card will do extremely well. The other factor, the reason I have it at this #1 spot, kind of at the top of the list here, the last one I'm going to give you, is pretty much because of the fact that PSA pricing. The PSA pricing on this card is going crazy. We're seeing something very similar to what we saw with the Moonbreon VMAX moving up in Evolving Skies. When we saw this kind of a jump this quickly in the particular pricing of the PSA, we saw the single jump up with it, and we saw the set itself come up with it also. So there might be some opportunities not just in the single, but also in the set itself if this continues to move up in the trend that we're seeing, similar to Evolving Skies. What we saw is that we've seen in the last month, so from the beginning of June to today, the recording of this video, we have seen this jump up $125. PSA 10s jumped from $325 all the way up to $459. That is a huge jump in no time, and it has continued to move up. So once again, we are seeing some sales continuing to move up in that value point, and you see that big of a jump in a graded card, typically the single will follow suit. We will see that single probably following suit here shortly. The single has not moved very much yet, but the graded value has jumped up an incredible amount in a very short time. Now, that either means, #1, there's a demand all of a sudden from collectors to get this particular card. #2, possibly speculators jumping in the market thinking Chilling Reign is now out of print, and there's an opportunity to maybe jump in and try and get some of these cards before they go out. And #3, just the rarity of this particular card and the difficulty of the pull and maybe getting that good quality one might be a reason also to be looking at it. So not only do I see this as a single card investment, I also see this as a graded card investment. I think that there's an opportunity that if you purchase some of these and take your time, do your due diligence, and really get some good cards out there to PSA, and you get a couple 10s, you could really see some good performance overall in this particular card if it continues in the trend that it's doing. If you can buy these at $200, I've seen some at about $180. I've picked up a couple of them at $181, $179 now in the last couple weeks, and I think that overall this card will do really well. And if you can get them in graded quality, if you even get one out of every 3 or 4 that's gradable, you're going to see some really good opportunity futuristically with the grading side of this also. So once again, this is kind of a dual purpose and potentially what we might see with the Chilling Reign set now again, as it disappears off of Pokemon Center, as this product starts to completely disappear and no reprints or restocks coming from Pokemon TCG, this may see a big jump overall. So once again, keep your eye on it. If you want to spend some big money on one of these particular cards, I don't see this being a bad thing. I don't think Blaziken's going to drop down under $200 anytime soon. I think that it's an opportunity to see it moving forward. If this PSA price continues to pull up, it's going to drag everything with it. So there's an opportunity at the end of the day. So once again, guys, this is my last card that I have for you. Again, let me know on the list. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of this list? Do you think this is something I should continue? What do you think of the cards themselves? Do you think that these are going to be investable cards in the future, or did I make a mistake on one of them and you don't think they're going to do that well? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. Once again, if you did make it this far into the video, be sure you hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and last but not least, hit that like button to help the channel out a lot. And with that being said, we're going to give you the last 2 videos at the end, of course, and we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.